Good morning to everyone, and thank you to Richard and Rebecca of Asia CEO for inviting me to be part of this very distinguished panel of speakers. Everyone looks great. As Richard said, my name is Monica Maralit, and I am the president for Find Human Resources, or Find HR. We are a recruiting firm specializing in local Philippine placement services and RPO services. We are also an affiliate, as Richard said, of PSG Global Solutions, which is the largest recruitment process outsourcer to staffing firms in the world, and all of our delivery is right here in the Philippines. So we're very proud of that as well. Today, I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot of the Philippine employment, what the current state is as the effects of COVID on employment has been, some of the complications, as well as a little bit of a future look. It's hard to forecast the future, but I'm going to try to do that today. As you guys know, in April, unemployment rose to 17.7%, almost 18%. And that meant about 7.3 million unemployed Filipinos in the workforce. This is really a record high in the unemployment rate, reflecting basically the effects of COVID and the economic shutdown to the Philippine labor market. That means almost 1 in every 5 persons is without a job. In comparison, though, in Q4 of just last year, basically 4 or 5 months before, we had the lowest unemployment rate in decades. In just January, our unemployment rate was at 5.3%. And if you want to compare year over year, April last year and April this year, last year we were only at 5.1%. So up until this point, or up until the shutdown of the economy, the Philippines was really enjoying wonderful economic growth and high employment rates. A lot of infrastructure build as well. I do believe we'll see that again, but we were really doing very, very well. For us in the recruitment world, recruitment demand was up as well. And as more and more companies were looking to invest in expansion, we were ready to jump on board and help them. As soon as the economy, though, shut down, the sectors that were hardest hit, of course, was the airline industry with travel restrictions in or out of any country or any region. They took a very, very big hit. Casino and gambling took a big hit. Tourism and leisure, hospitality, dining, anything that had some sort of gathering. Basically all of the things that we love to do during our time off or during the weekends, anything that requires high discretionary spending. Auto parts and equipment was another area. Oil and gas as well was another area that really took a hit because the stay-at-home measures globally that contributed to the high crash in oil products. On the other hand, what survived and basically expanded, of course, because we are in a health crisis, was the healthcare industry. Of course, this is going to expand. Essential goods and services, this is another sector that continues to expand. Logistics, specifically delivery services. I'm sure that at this point, everyone has had products delivered to them more often in the past few months than they've had the whole year. I think that I'm friends with the delivery guys already. E-commerce also for essential goods. ANC last night had a really good a segment on e-commerce and how it continues to expand. I think with our stay-at-home measures, everyone now is a home chef or a baker, and everyone has a friend or tita selling at home, sushi bake or cookies, ubi pandesal. But these are the ways that we have survived. If a company or industry was able to work from home, they are going to be able to weather the storm, or they have been able to weather the storm. PSG, our affiliate company, again, was able to mobilize almost 100% of our 1,500 employees in less than a week from the lockdown. And so the BPO sector also has somehow survived because of this, as well as they moved more and more people to a work from home status. So, and I think the last data I might have seen was, though the BPO industry is about 65, 67% still working, but work from home really has changed the face of work. And as our infrastructure continues to support that, as we've seen, we'll continue to work from home. Definitely PSG Global Solutions and Find HR will continue to do it for the rest of the year to keep everybody safe. With the lifting of the restrictions and moving more and more into GCQ, we will see more industries start to improve outside of these sectors. So in addition to these sectors, Find HR has already started to see an uptick in recruitment activity. We are starting to see a lot of IT services, so a lot of open positions, a lot of recruitment activity that we're seeing for developers, software engineers, and IT security. The BPO and shared services space, as other countries want to continue to lower their costs, they're going to move some of their work to us, or a lot of their work to us, or to low-cost service providers. But here in the Philippines, we not only have low-cost services, we have the highest quality providers, highest quality employees here in the Philippines. I know that Clark has a strong emerging BPO market, so we'll continue to see that grow as well. Interestingly, banking, finance, and insurance, we see a lot of activity there. Find HR's researcher has been able to see quite a number of openings, especially for data security. Some of the slower markets will continue, but we will see some uptick as more confidence in the health crisis is curbed. Tourism and travel, international movement, especially those industries that require products from abroad, those are going to be a little bit slower, but they are going to come back. I'm very optimistic of that as well. You know, how do we continue to improve the employment situation and eventually go back to expansion and high growth where we were just 6 months ago? You know, it's going to be really up to us. The first thing that we really need to do is make sure that we curb the risks of the virus. We can't send our workers, we can't send our employees to an unsafe environment. There has to be some way that we are able to lower the risk of infection. And then, you know, because if we don't, there's a high risk of infection and we put a strain on our healthcare system. We want people to be safe. Vince earlier mentioned a lot of different ways to do that. And I think it is about discipline and responsibility towards our workers. While everyone is very eager to go back to normal, we really do have to take into consideration the safety of employees. Then the confidence domestically and internationally will continue to improve and open up the sectors for growth and expansion. So that's just a little snapshot of the Philippine employment situation. Thank you again for allowing me to speak, Richard, and share my ideas.